First, I'd just like to say hi, Miss Browning, and hello, everyone else. Today, I'm reviewing a different sort of film. It's different for me. It's a German movie. It's pretty much all in German. It's called The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of a Window and Disappeared. It should really be called The 100-Year-Old Man Who Jumped Out of a Window and Disappeared in German, just to give you an idea that the whole film is actually in German. I watched this film on Amazon on the way out here to France. But before I watched it, obviously I watched the trailer just to see if it was a good film or not. And the trailer was all in English, it looked lovely, and it was amazing. Started watching the film, it's in German. Yes, it has a few English subtitles, but no, it was fine. The actual movie wasn't really affected by the fact it's all spoken in German. It was actually a really enjoyable comedy movie. But what's this film actually about? We know it's in German, but what's it about? It's basically about a 100-year-old man who's on his birthday, climbs out a window and disappears. We've got that part from the title. But it has a lot of flashbacks in it, all to his past, and it just shows how eventful this man's life has been. He's been in the military, in wars, in army camps. He's been doing loads of explosions. He's met prime ministers and all sorts. He was on the Manhattan Project for, obviously, the nuke. All sorts. He's been doing so much. Hasn't ever had a family because he had an operation. So he hasn't had family or a relationship with a girl or anything. His dad died when he was very young, and his mum died when he was about 10. Apart from the occasional flashback, it's all set in the present on his 100th birthday. And it's basically a film about this man getting in the wrong place at the wrong time. It starts off the movie with him going to a bus stop to get a bus as far away as possible, because he just wants to get away from all the fuss about his birthday. A robber who's just stolen £50 million and put it in a suitcase asked him to hold it for a sec and said, don't move, don't leave the suitcase or I'm going to kill you. So obviously he didn't leave the suitcase, but his bus came. So he took the suitcase on board the bus and drove along. This got him into a lot of trouble because now the bike gang who stole the money want the money back, so they're all out to kill him. He goes to the bus stop, at the other end of the bus stop, and meets an old man. And they both have coffee and food and talk. Obviously, it's in German still, but no, they're abbreviating along. And then you've got the bike guy who comes in, and then he hits him over with a club. This is the old man who hits him. And then the old men put him in a freezer. But being old men, they forget to put the freezer temperature up. They put it down in the first place to get him to stop talking. But then they forget, leave it overnight, and then in the morning it's at -40 and he's dead. So then they bury him and stuff. But it's just a comedy about their reactions to the whole thing. It's just hilarious because you can see it happening. You can see an old man forgetting to put the freezer up, but there's a dead body inside. Yeah, it's just really funny. Now they're both on the run. The two old men are both on the run, and on their run they find a young chap who's about 23 years old, and he can never really settle down with a career path. He's got a degree in so many subjects, but he doesn't really know which one he wants to carry on. He just thinks, oh, knowledge is amazing, take it all in. And he's a bit of a peculiar person. And then they meet a woman who's bizarrely owning an elephant that she stole. Or, well, no, her ex-boyfriend stole, who's also a bit mental, from a circus, because they didn't like the way they were treating the animals, so they just happened to say, oh, let's steal an elephant. Why don't we? Now, I really enjoyed this movie. It had even Einstein in some of the flashbacks. I mean, that tops it off. That Einstein, that's just an amazing character to have it, and Einstein's brother as well. But no, I'd probably give this film a 3-star simply because it was all in German. If they put in the side or in the trailer even this is in German or something, that's just what puzzles me. On Amazon, it didn't even say it was in German. Had an English description and everything, and it's just like, whoa. But no, if it wasn't in German, I'd probably still only give it a 3.5 star, maybe 3 3/4, because it wasn't the best movie in the world. I really, really did like this movie, however. And if you're alright reading subtitles, I would strongly recommend watching this movie. It's got comedy. It's that movie you want to watch with your grandparents. It's just that sort of era, the children, and yeah. It's got 1 or 2 poo jokes, but isn't that low. It's just one with an elephant, like when the elephant sat on one of the villains. But no, I'd really recommend this video. It's a great comedy. Now let me wrap up with some advertising, because obviously Good slot, hey. Continue watching all Josh976 amazing videos. Some really epic fails of GoPro video also coming from my skiing holiday where I am now. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Miss Browning. And thank you, everyone else. I can see you, Harry. You're a wizard. Goodbye.